just by the grace of God, though, I learned a couple of tough lessons. You know, thankfully, I didn't really suffer any real trauma. I don't think, you know, some people might call it trauma, but I don't think it was nothing that would, you know, keep me from being able to grow or bounce back as a person, you know. But just all by the grace of God, you know, I started, you know, building up my spirit. That's the name of the game out here. You gotta have your spiritual fortitude tight, because the enemy do have some tricks and obstacles out here for us to overcome, and we got to be ready on the inside as well as on the outside sometimes. I've been in Detroit all my life, man, and you know, I didn't do a lot of reading, you know what I'm saying? In my house, my parents didn't read. Like, it wasn't no bedtime stories in my house, right? I was one of those at-risk youth myself. I had got a bunch of felonies when I was a teenager, gun cases, you know what I'm saying?
60% of young men entering prison cannot read above a third grade level.
I ended up going to jail when I was 17. Luckily, I got wise quick. And thankfully, you know, I did start reading. You know, started a business where you gotta read, you gotta do research, you gotta stay up on things. It's easier to build strong children than repair broken men. And that's kind of like what I'm doing here, trying to do some preventative work. You know, because they gonna give us the biggest return on investment, I think. You know, I'm gonna do all I can to level the playing field, experience some of the things I experienced.
Hi, Rico. Yes, hi. I'm sorry. All right.
Hey, how you doing, Brother Rico? I'm Marquise, Mr. Cowan. Pleasure to meet you. How you feeling today? Good? That's cool. I'm one of the mentors here, and they partnered you and me together, man, so we're gonna be a team for a while.
A Harvard study showed that children who do well despite serious hardship have had at least one stable and committed relationship with a supportive adult.
You know, I used to go here when I was a kid. I used to go to this school. Which one you want to start with? Cat in the Hat. That sounds like a good one.
T?
Yes, yeah.
T, son.
Hey, so they actually got the big letter T kind of emphasized, but that they really go together, like those three. So you got to sound them.
Oh, it's the.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, sir. The church itself, you know, there's different variations of church, you know, qualities of church experiences, you know, where you go. And I know there's a lot of maybe churches outside of the city that want to come back and help and give out and you know, do what they can to leverage the playing field. And that's definitely a good thing. But I think the church people will really be surprised that when they get out here in what I call the trenches, which is outside the church, literally in the community that the church resides in, is not only are they gonna be helping to fix the problem, but they gonna get fixed. They gonna get helped. Because sometimes in the church is a sense of, oh, we got it right and they don't. Which Jesus is not happy with that, you know what I'm saying? So you realize if you can kind of muster up the effort to do something outside of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe you already was thinking about it and you come over here and help, you know. It's always going to be something that happens internally and spiritually to the servant as well as the person, you know, receiving the gift. And the Bible tells us that it's better to give than receive. And see, receiving feels so good. So when you're in need, you need go to your brother and get your needs met. That's a beautiful thing. It's a good feeling. But you don't know how it feels to give or how good it feels to give until you actually give. And something other than money. Because even giving money, that's not going to be the same internal reward. You know, you're not going to get a sense of fulfillment I don't think anyway, like you do when you actually touch somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? Develop a relationship, make a friend, and then and not only that, bring the church together. Because I don't care where your church home is, we the church. Church is not a brick and mortar place. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Jesus came, to let the Pharisees and Sadducees know that it's about the people. It's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that at first. But then I started seeing different people die. Not everybody died from, gun violence, sometimes just natural causes. I had a younger brother that committed suicide, man.
Oh.
Yeah, about in 2003, he was 35. So I knew we were just gonna be passing through, you know what I'm saying? And especially since I had already found out that life was a spiritual thing. So I said, let me start doing something that's gonna make a difference, you know what I'm saying? Before I die. And that way, this place will be better off, you know what I'm saying, than what it was. Money not everything, much as we like to work.
And each year, millions of kids are sentenced to a future they don't deserve because of their inability to read.
And then something went bump. How that bump made us jump.
Woohoo! Give me a high five, man. I see you got this. That's the spirit. Yeah, you're gonna be a doctor, a scientist, something. Yeah, that's good, my brother. I'm gonna come meet with you, man, every Wednesday. Man, we're gonna make a great team. All right? Let's do it, Mr. Collins. Don't necessarily see the need, but once you become aware of it, yeah, everybody gotta do it. We all gotta do it. Each one has to teach one, and then they have to teach somebody as well.
I don't know, what do we need to do to get the volunteers? I mean, seriously, do we have to actually come to your house with the kid looking sad and say, please help us? I mean, come on, please.
Just to see the confidence in a kid grow and transform, there is not a word to describe that feeling.
The kid's changing you. And when I began, I didn't want to do it. It changed my life. Changed my life.
Now I see him progress from kindergarten to a second grade reading level just in 3 weeks.
Say the whole thing all over again.
What do you like to do? I like to draw.
Good job. All right, next page.
If there's something I can do here to help those kids whose parents don't have the bandwidth to read to them every night, I want to do that.
I still love teaching, and so this gives me the opportunity to continue working with students.
So I called up the grade school and talked to the volunteer coordinator, and before I knew it, I was working with a third grade teacher, and I was reading with.
I reached out to our employee base. We have 20 of us who are volunteering. The school assigned us teams or individuals one-on-one, and so we go once a week, read to the students.
I have mentors that come in for an hour. I have mentors that come in for 2 hours. I have one mentor there that stays all day. So anybody can do it. If you can read, you can do with this. Believe me, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
I think anybody can do that. Anybody. I mean, you ought to be able to lunch. Don't eat lunch. Eat lunch in the evening time. You don't have to eat lunch during the day. Come up to this school and do the work, okay? These kids, they would love it. They love feeling like somebody cares about them.
When you teach a child to read, you give a child a chance.